but people they be having them for pets. You have to feed them raw meat and shit, chicken every day. I don't want that. That make you feel good? Nice. Man. Everyone.
50 years hip hop.
Damn, you look at least 62.
Who did the rock version of that? The white dude did it.
We are ready.
Right. I'm sorry.
I'll have some. No, because you don't never drink. You people make me ill. All right. God damn it. Jeez. It's the 748 podcast.
What you say?
Gerold Girbeau, Bottlepopper, DJ Phingaprint.
Yeah.
And we are in the motherfucking building.
Are you cursing? Don't
Yes,
do
I
that.
am
That's
because it's
so
uncut.
rude.
It's uncut.
So
So I can
rude.
do this.
Yeah, just rude.
You said
I
a
can do
motherfucking.
In front of a lady.
Motherfucking
Boy.
I'm such
building.
a fucking lady. You guys, chill out, okay?
You didn't say that sexy enough, so say it like you mean
I'm
it.
such a fucking lady, okay?
And now, see, when the dimples came out,
Oh,
you made
God.
it sexy.
See, there
Okay,
you go.
there it
Never
is.
mind.
All right.
I don't even want to talk no more.
Why not? Because you know what? You know what this podcast is for.
What is it for?
We're celebrating 50 years of what made us.
Motherfucking hip hop. Yeah.
Motherfucking hip hop. Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
indeed.
50 years of hip hop, man. Look,
Yes.
I remember when my parents said, "Man, it's not gonna last."
I remember people saying
It's not
that.
gonna last.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's,
just a
funding
fad.
everything. Well, it's been funding every commercial.
Yeah.
Look, it's not a part of life right now that hip hop is not
Not
involved.
in. Not in.
It's crazy.
Here's what I think. I think that people thought it was going to end when Theo and Cockroach was when they was doing the WAP
Really?
and rapping their homework
Really?
and
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, you had a lot of that, man. A lot of that, man.
Yeah, they eyebrows was raised. They thought they was fly as shit when they was doing that shit.
Yeah, when they were rocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was infused in all and most definitely became a part of American culture.
Yes,
you know
it
what I'm
is. You
saying?
can't have America without hip hop.
That's
right
right.
now.
Yeah, if it wasn't for this, there would not be $1 million people out here.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
$1 million artists. But
$1 billion
it took,
artists.
Yeah, it took the pioneering of like your Dougie Freshes, and
That's
I'm
right.
and I'm,
Absolutely.
I'm just right there in the scratching the surface.
That's right.
If you're talking about going back to the '70s, it's before him.
Yeah, most definitely.
You
And congratulations to DJ Kool Herc. Most definitely Missy Elliott, but DJ Kool Herc
DJ Kool Herc.
for creating something that that came out organically, you know what I'm saying?
And he ain't get
From
a
the
dime
love of
from it.
music.
From
You
the
know what I'm
love
saying?
of music, right?
Also, happy birthday to James Brown.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
indeed.
And
Yeah,
he was
man.
one of the catalysts for.
Yeah.
If
that.
if a pioneer didn't have a James Brown sample, it wasn't
That's right.
right.
That's
you
right.
know.
Basically, majority of every hip hop song that came out in the 80s, early
and
90s,
yeah.
had James Brown something in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Funky Drummer, something. Now, Funky Drummer was like the base for so much stuff.
Yeah.
Public Enemy.
Definitely.
And then what's the one? Not Brand New Bag, but what's the other one? everybody, Big Payback.
Yeah.
Big
Oh, yeah,
Payback.
yeah,
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 Big Payback.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
So
Big Payback.
the Big Payback has been used in a lot.
Well, Big Payback is a big Chicago stepping song.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
see, now you're
And-
teaching me something.
Yeah. That's a Chicago stepping song that a lot of popular. It was on what was the name of that movie? Soul Food.
Yeah.
Soul Food, that movie right there. So they did that in the scene. They played the Big Payback, James Brown in that scene, and that became popular. But of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can. I can go from In Vogue using the Big Payback
To
whoever.
KRS-One.
Yeah.
KRS-One with poetry.
Yeah.
Boogie Down Production.
Yeah.
Poetry. Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
so you're talking about history, but see, when you're talking about hip hop like that, we're going back, right, and using samples.
Yes, and it was jazz samples.
Yes,
It was a
yes.
lot of jazz samples.
yeah.
Like, we took music from everywhere.
That's right.
Every genre. And then you even go to Run DMC, bringing it in
Rock.
with Aerosmith.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we take from what we listen to and what we live.
Yeah, and
And
created
make it-
in our own.
Yeah, we just
situation
make
with
a
it.
whole
You
special
you
situation.
talking about like European big hair bands?
Yes.
that's a part of it
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Because those '80s said it all. You're talking about groups like your Duran Durans and
Look.
even the girl groups, the Exposés and the Tiffany's and the Debbie Gibsons and stuff.
And also the overseas group Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk.
They were
yes.
a major,
Yeah.
even before breakdancing was the dance of the time. You know what I'm saying? The early dance of hip hop, and Kraftwerk was one of the major artists that
Right.
was on the radio. You know,
Right.
besides the hip hop, and then Planet Rock comes from Trans Europe Express.
Yes, it
which
does.
was created by
Right.
Kraftwerk. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
And then you talk about that, man. You're talking about just, woo! It's a plethora,
Yes.
and the history just. Here you have a 50-year span of something, but that you
That
can't.
nobody thought was gonna
It's
last.
almost an infinite, right?
Yeah.
It's almost an infinite conversation.
Yes.
To talk about.
Yes, it is.
Like, we were talking earlier about Blondie.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
You know how she introduced rap to white people.
That's right.
Yeah.
She
Because
took it up
it
time.
was our thing. And
Yes.
she
Right.
got with Fab Five Freddy,
Yep.
and they took the hip hop to white people.
Yes,
And
that's
it
right.
became a whole thing.
That's
then.
right. That's right.
And like, we were watching this video earlier.
Yeah, that was of
and they were
Wild
talking
Style,
about
yeah.
Right.
the progression.
Oh, no,
it was
no,
from
no, that was-
1980.
yeah.
And they were talking. It was a news report talking about hip hop.
Right.
And it was so dope because I'm like, dang, I never even saw this. But it took you from the breakdancing, and then they was talking about how at the time the rapper that they were watching was Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Because he was popular.
And
That's right.
and then you got the movies like Beat Street and Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
yeah.
Every time I see the battle at the Roxy, it's just that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
That's most
that's the
definitely
peak
incredible.
of the movie to me. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
What amazes me is how, hip hop started with crews. Like, it was a crew
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
rappers.
Yeah.
And then it just became one.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you had the Sugar Hill Gang.
Right.
Cold Crush.
Yeah.
Everybody. What was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other one? Kumo D in it?
Yeah.
Treacherous 3.
Yeah, that's Treacherous
It was
Three.
so
Three,
many
yeah.
groups.
Yeah, Grandmaster Flash Furious
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
It most definitely. I mean, you got to think about it. Growing up as a kid, you always had like a posse.
Yeah.
You had a
Yeah.
posse of friends,
Or a
especially
crew,
if you
right.
walked to school
Yeah.
or different things like that. So we had a posse like all early as elementary from where where
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
from.
we had
so
a
we
crew.
walked to school.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So your crew, your friends. I mean, that's where the
Everybody
rap group.
singing a rap.
Everybody had a rap. Because that was the thing to do. So the same thing in New York City, in L.A., and everywhere. Really, it was happening simultaneously. Organically, what I'm
Right.
saying? But of course, New York and LA was the first to be displayed because that was the industry.
Why do
spots.
you think? Yeah, well, because why do you think? The movement just didn't just move to the South or the Midwest or
It
anything.
just moved slowly.
Yeah.
It moved very
like
slow,
the South,
right.
it moved slowly.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
I get it.
But we still
I
was
get it.
expressing because we got kinfolks that was in the Midwest and everything
Yeah.
through everywhere, all over the United States. So
Yeah.
that was my link to hip hop or early, rap that wasn't heard here,
Yes.
wasn't being played on the radio.
Right.
The mixtapes.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's how I heard, the Chuck Chillouts and the Red Alerts and, all the early greats, even in California with Rockberry Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Help me out with
LA Dream Team. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? LA
Thank you.
Dream Team.
Even
yeah.
Ice-T. Ice-T,
Oh, yeah.
King T,
Colors.
Yeah.
the early rap, on the West Coast and all of that, man.
Yeah,
So
my cousin was from Compton, and he was heavy on the Ice-T. And then when NWA came out, and my aunt sent him to the South for the summer because
That's right.
they was bad.
Yeah.
that's right.
And so he came with all this music
Yes.
that I had never heard before.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think between the three of us, all of us have had experiences in hip hop itself, dealing with artists and dealing with the celebrities that we know that created hip hop today. Like myself, I've been blessed with the opportunity to hang out with Dougie Fresh.
Right.
And I learned some great things from Doug,
That's right.
and just learned and watched how he moved and got to meet some really interesting people with him and been on the block. I got a relationship with Chubb Rock. I got a relationship with Kumo D. So to me, when those brothers called me, and this is the craziest thing, Kumo D calls me every year on my birthday.
Man, that's
if
dope.
he doesn't call me throughout the year, he's going to call me on my birthday every year
dope.
around 9 o'clock time.
Yes.
9 o'clock Central Time.
Yes.
Every time. So, like, you've been around.
Yeah.
What was your experience like doing this? You work with Banner and a few other people,
Yes,
right?
but the whole hard part of it is really when I was at Jackson State.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just the community around there, people from so many different places all over the world, I would say. You know what I'm saying? That we all had a common likeness, hip hop. And we came together and experiences and different things, music and all that. So, starting from there I had a group, Poetic Climax with Prism them, and we had an opportunity to go to BET.
I saw y'all on
Teen Summit
BET,
and do
yeah.
that. So those were some of the personal experiences. And then after that, yes, I was privileged. We had cricket letters. Kamikaze, David Banner, myself, Jay the Groover, you know what I'm saying? And was able to see the East Coast for the first time, experience in New York and rub elbows with Cypher Sounds and build relationships with a lot of different big people in the industry.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
y'all weren't you all label mates with like Noriega?
Yeah,
and all of
Noriega
that?
as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys were label mates with them, man. I remember that. Yeah.
Sessions like that, legendary, like meeting people, Pharoah Munch, Busta Rhymes, different people of that nature, and then David Banner being on tour with him and being able to go overseas in Europe and seeing from my own eyes how they love hip hop and take it in and really dive in it hardcore, you know what I'm saying? So very blessed. Little old me from Mississippi. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah.
And you got hip hop history too, Bottlepopper.
Yes, of course.
Because B is your cousin.
Yes,
That's
but
right,
even
yeah.
before BNGB, I was kicking it with Heavy D and the boys. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
like,
okay,
We had a close
okay.
relationship with DJ Eddie F.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
When they came
yeah.
to the city, it was like a thing back then. Like we was kicking it with Heavy D and the boys.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Yeah, and of course, you go to the BNGB and MC Hammer, and so every time she had a show, we
Right.
was
So
there.
what was that experience like for you?
It was
though?
awesome, especially being a 13-year-old kid and being
Yes,
around all these
yes.
celebrities.
Right.
You know,
right,
I'm
yeah.
13 hanging with celebrities. I was like, oh, Lord, did I peak early? Because nothing else is going to happen for
But
me. But it was like being around celebrities
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. So, well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You probably did and didn't realize
No,
that
I
you
got
peaked.
more to go.
Yeah. Well,
wouldn't
it's
say
hip hop,
peak.
but it was a climax at some
Oh,
point.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
At that
Yeah.
age, I mean, you taking it all in. But going back to Dougie Fresh, like you said, the first
Yeah.
time I heard that was my first concert, the Fresh Fest. The first time I
That was
heard
in
the
Jackson.
show.
Right.
The show, the first time.
Bro.
It changed my life, bro.
I
Yeah.
clearly
changed
was.
my life, bro. It was
I-
It
like,
changed everybody.
I
in
can
hip-hop's life. It was
remember-
like, what?
We're talking 1984. I'm probably in the second grade, and I have no idea that I'm ever going to meet a Dougie Fresh. We just heard the record, and like in elementary school, we heard this record.
Your
That's right.
favorite record from
Right.
that point on.
And you talking about the kids having the leather break dance pants on. This is at the time that we were having dances at the school.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
We were having
yes.
dances at the school. Like on a Friday night, they'll say we'll have a dance. The dance starts at 7 o'clock and it won't end till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's like club stuff for elementary kids.
Absolutely, yeah, yes.
So,
yes.
you know, like, so when I'm seeing this in the janitor, the freaking janitor
Was the DJ?
was the damn DJ at the school.
Yeah.
He was the DJ.
Yeah, most definitely.
But he was the hottest motherfucker.
He knew,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
knew what it was. And see,
Yeah.
the thing about, the show, the reason why it hit me so hard because they played the melody from Inspector Gadget. And that was the hottest
That's what it was.
cartoon
Yeah,
of
the
the
cartoon
time.
was hot.
Oh,
So
my God.
they didn't put that behind a hip hop beat and made it
Right.
hip. That blew my mind, man.
Man,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
talked to
Definitely.
Dougie about that.
Yes.
Right? I talked to him about that situation. And he was just like, look, when I was trying to get on, I didn't have no hit. All I could do was beatbox. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And he was like, I was at Teddy's apartment.
Yes.
His mom's basement.
Yeah.
And the Inspector Gadget cartoon came on and he sampled it.
Yeah.
He was
No,
like,
no,
he went
he
in there.
played that.
He played it. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
he
He
played that.
played it.
the whole thing.
And he said, I was vibing off of that, and there was a few of us in the basement, and we was like, yeah.
So the
he
show came
told
before
me.
Lottie Dottie?
Yeah, the show did, yes.
Because I thought it was him and Slick Rick.
It was
and
the
then-
B-side.
It was
to
the
show.
B-side,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
so
the
he's
B-side.
telling me about this whole story, and like I'm looking at him like it's a campfire situation. He telling us like a story,
Right.
and I'm all ears with it.
That's dope.
So, I got that experience to learn how they got the inspiration to do the show.
That's dope.
Him,
That's dope.
Slick Rick, Teddy
Yes.
Riley,
Yes, yeah.
Chill Will, Barry B. They
Yes,
all
yes.
in the basement of Teddy Riley's mom's crib, and he's telling me, he was like, "This is the funniest shit alive. Like, you gonna laugh when I tell you." He was like, "Yeah," and I put that.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
The shaker, maraca.
Yeah, the
whatever.
That's what it sound like.
instrument in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
That's dope.
damn,
That's
man.
dope, man.
But-
That's amazing because,
Yeah.
I did not know that Teddy Riley had produced that until
That was
the
his
verses
first hit.
with
Yeah.
him and Babyface.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he coming out to the show?
Yeah.
And then I, did my due diligence. And I was like, wow, I did not know he produced the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Riley.
I learned this in 2011. I'm hanging out with Dougie. He is riding with me in my vehicle, and he's telling me this story about how they came up with the show, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that's
Legendary.
strong as hell.
Wish you had cameras that
I
what I'm
wish
saying?
I would have been around. The hell,
I'm just saying
So,
the conversation that capturing that moment
Yeah.
of him
Like,
giving you
yeah.
some history.
And I'm driving, and he's telling me this story, and I want to literally pull the vehicle over and just like, man, finish telling me. You know what I mean? So I'm taking it all in while I'm driving, and I'm like, damn, I got history on the side of me. Right now, I got a Dougie Fresh.
That's right.
In my vehicle, hanging out with me. So to me, I was real humbled about that. You know what I mean? So yeah. So to me, I'm like, I feel like I get two situations. I get Dougie Fresh and I get history at the same time, and a pioneer of hip hop.
That's right.
So wow,
Yeah.
that's strong shit. So hell yeah, man.
So, we all were kids and we all grew up with hip hop. Like
Right.
hip hop is basically our age, pretty much 2 or 3 years difference, maybe.
You a fucking lie. I'm 12.
Whatever, liar. So, what were your hip hop? What were your rapper names? Because everybody had one.
Oh man.
I
What were your
had
rapper
okay,
names?
so I had
Your very first one. I don't need to know all of them.
Okay.
Just your very
I'm
first
the-
one when you were in junior high school.
I'm G-Man, the G-Man.
The G-Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Junior high school figure?
No, not junior high, elementary, because I
Okay.
had a short but cool stint. You know what I'm saying? I was in elementary school. We had a rap group called the Bump City Lovers.
Okay.
That's what we called. My name was
You wasn't no junior.
Tim Brim Slim.
Tim
Brim
Slim.
Slim.
I used to wear a
Yeah.
Kango. I put
Right.
a Kango on.
Yeah.
That's my brim.
Right.
So Tim Brim Slim in the
Right.
place to be. All MCs. But I was like, man, I didn't, Then I picked up the skill of beatboxing, and I was
Okay.
the beatboxer said MC.
Right. Okay.
But Tim, Brim, Slim. Now, what was your group's name?
The Bump City Lovers.
Now, what y'all know about being some Bump City Lovers in the elementary school?
Well,
They was hunching. They was hunching like a
but we
motherfucker.
were just saying that was like kind of like something popular.
everybody's name
Everybody
was-
Yeah.
had
I remember.
something lovers.
Yeah.
Right.
And all that.
or the crew.
And see, that was the era of having the press-on shirts, you know.
Yeah,
getting the velvet-looking letter.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
we had Bump City Lovers going down, then you have your name
Yeah,
on the back of the joint,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
just like
yeah.
that. That's how it was. Custom T-shirts going to the middle of. We got ours at the Jackson Mall at the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Jackson Mall. And, you know, that was just the culture of having the press-on shirts, you know what I'm saying, to go be at the dances, you know.
Yeah,
be
man.
the crew, you know what I'm saying?
Well, y'all
What was
know
yours?
I went to a small country school, and it was me and one other guy who was like totally into hip hop. We were the only two people like that, and so my name was Lady Love.
Okay.
Lady
Are you
Love.
still Lady Love? Is
No,
that
I'm not Lady Love anymore.
is that your alias?
No, it
No?
was in the 5th grade or 6th grade. But we were the only two people into hip hop, so we used to write down raps and pass them to each other and diss them to diss raps.
Battle
and all.
rap.
Yeah,
We
battle
was
rap.
battle rapping on paper.
Wow.
Man, I think that's so dope. I
Wow.
think that's so dope,
We was
man.
battle rapping on paper.
I think that's so dope. Man.
Wow.
Like in the 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
But I got a story for you.
Yeah.
To your point of you meeting Heavy D, right?
Yeah.
So
Heavy was cool, man.
the night I'm supposed to meet Heavy D, I'm hanging out in LA. I'm in LA.
Oh.
I'm with Dougie Fresh.
Uh-huh.
And he takes me over to Kool Mo D's house, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm hanging out with Mo D, and I'm hanging out with Dougie Fresh. And they were like, yo, you want to meet Heavy D? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to meet Heavy D. And that's the same night he died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was in LA. I was in LA hanging out. I was like in Beverly Hills, and Mo D had a spot in Beverly Hills.
Right.
And I'm hanging out over there, and it's the craziest thing. Like they were calling him, and they didn't even know what had happened.
Right.
And about an hour and a half later, they found out, and I was like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heavy was cool. I met him when they came to the Coliseum because everybody used to come to the Coliseum.
That's right.
People don't believe that
Yeah.
when we tell them.
No, they
that
did,
There
though.
used to be
Yeah.
some dope ass
Yes.
concerts
Yeah.
at the
Fresh
Coliseum.
Fest.
Yeah.
That's my
But-
first one that I was talking about.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
met Heavy D. I met MC Lyte.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was like the
I was
most
at those
awesome
shows.
thing
I was at those
ever.
shows.
Oh, word. Okay.
backstage.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You're right.
But I remember because MC Lyte, she was getting ready to go on, and
Right.
like I'm a kid with a what you call
Polaroid.
disposable
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
And I'm just like excited. I'm taking pictures of everything, not knowing that MC Lyte is standing right behind me.
Wow.
Right. So I
Wow.
just turn around and I'm like, oh my God, it's MC Lyte.
Yeah.
I'm like freaking out. So I turn around, snapped a picture directly in her face.
Wow.
Like, cause she was literally like right there.
Right.
And
Wow.
took the
Wow.
picture and she was cool because she had them black shades on.
Okay.
And that little cut that everybody used to
yeah.
have,
The
the
little
mushroom,
mushroom,
with
yeah.
hanging down. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, this is the most awesome
I got
thing
it.
ever.
I have an MC Lyte story, but I ain't gonna even say shit on this audio because
Oh,
it's
Lord.
on camera. I ain't saying
MC
nothing.
Lyte is one of my most, like one of my
Most
favorites.
definitely.
She's in
one of
my
my-
top 5.
And she
She's
was,
in my top
was
5.
also
To me, go ahead. Finish
she was
your thought.
also like a crush because it's like
like the
she was
tomboy,
tomboy, but she
yeah.
was soft and
Yeah.
the way she wore her Nike suits with the sneakers and everything,
Right.
just fresh but still feminine. You know what I'm
More
saying?
tender
It's like,
than a Roni, but harder than a
yeah,
jawbreaker.
yeah. But she had this little scowl on her face.
To me, she
meant
was
business,
she
yeah.
was like a female Dougie to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I can
She
see.
she's
I
like
think she had
Dougie
more lyrics.
Fresh.
I think
I
she
gave
had more
her-
lyrics than
She
a Dougie.
did,
I
but
gave
like
her-
the
Exactly.
demeanor. You
No.
know what I mean?
Even with
Yeah.
the demeanor, I gave
Yeah.
her a female Rakim.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I can.
Okay,
I
I
can
got
go
you.
there.
That
can go
was
there.
her.
Dougie swag, but female Rakim
She was a
when it came to the
female
lyrics.
Rakim, like,
Okay.
she could-
But you
All
want to
right,
know
I
why
got
she
you.
was so dope?
Why?
Cause her brother.
And her dad.
Yeah.
And her dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Milk D, man.
Yeah.
Audio too.
Milk
Yeah.
Teas.
Yeah.
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 But you know what? You just told me something. I never knew Milk D was her brother.
Yeah.
This is new as shit to me. I never knew Milk D was her brother. Never.
You can't.
And I never I never put the two and two together. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, this gnat is bugging up in here, yo.
Yes, I remember meeting leg 1 and leg 2.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy, like the people. And like I said, being 13 years old and you get to see like the people you listen to on the radio.
Right.
Like it was just awesome as shit.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the 50 years of hip hop, and now that JD has this Freaknik docu.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
There's a Freaknik doc.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I got my first taste of Freaknik in 1994.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, same here.
And you said you were there too.
Yeah, I was there.
Right. So, you know, I'm waking up into this place called, you know, Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to this mall called the Lenox Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to park with the homies. Well, they're driving, you know, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I see Jermaine Dupri pull up with a 10-car police escort to the Lenox Mall. Wow. And like we thought, you know, we was like, yo, that's Jermaine Dupri. He produced Crisscross.
That's my twin.
I didn't even know he was my twin then until, you know, like we're talking Crisscross era.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we're talking like when the second album dropped,
the thing
you
back
know?
then with
So
Jermaine
yeah.
Dupri is like he was the first 18-year-old millionaire in hip hop.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was getting it. I think he was probably 16 maybe.
I think he was 18 when
18?
he said he hit the
Okay.
million.
Right.
I remember that because I was like 18-year-old millionaire. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, dang man, I'm seeing him, and then we go into the mall. This is outside of Lenox Mall.
Right.
We go into the mall, and I see Snoop Dogg walking around with this huge ass afro, looking like Mad Dog from Good Times. The only thing I can think of is Mad Dog from Good Times, the one that shot JJ.
That's right.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Mad Dog was hot.
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna tell you who Mad Dog remind me of. Method Man.
He always, Snoop Dogg always reminded me of him.
They kind of favorite.
Maybe it's his dad.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. You said Jermaine Dupri, the first millionaire. What else? I lost.
Millionaire. I mean, 18-year-old.
18-year-old. Well, okay, yes. Going back to that. Okay, Houdini. All right?
Yeah.
Right. So I called Houdini here. That was a part. I think they was on the Fresh Fest.
Right.
I think so. But I caught them here live. Didn't know the dancer. One of the dancers was Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, he was.
Didn't know.
But I met them.
Father MC.
Father MC.
He was one of the dancers?
He was one of the, he was at Fresh Fest. He
Okay.
was at one of the Fresh Fest.
Oh.
And what I always wondered was Diddy with him? Because remember, he used to be
Yeah,
a dancer.
Puff, I think he was on
started out
Uptown,
dancing
right? He
for
was on
Father
Uptown,
MC.
though, right?
This Fresh Fest had to have been the first one because it was
for Houdini to be in it, yeah.
Yeah, because it was Fat Boys, Houdini, Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC. Then they
I
had
didn't
like
get to go to that one.
Turbo and Ozone came.
Oh,
they had the
that
New
was
York
awesome.
City Breakers. They had the Double Dutch Crew and everything. So when a
I
group
want to
would
say
get
my mama
finished,
then went to that. For real, that's like my daddy would have went to that show. 'Cause
Really?
He loved Houdini and all.
Okay.
Those. Yeah.
Well, see, I got an opportunity to meet Houdini. I was hanging out in Atlanta, just doing my thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm right next to, with the hat. Always,
Jaleel?
Not Jaleel.
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Okay.
I still talk to Jaleel on the phone.
Yeah, because both of them wore the hats, but I guess the
Ecstasy.
Was, yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know I was standing next to him until Buddy was like, "You know who you talking to, right?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Nah, I don't know who that is." He was like, "Look at him."
He wasn't dressed weird.
He was
No, he was just like,
you know,
some normal shit.
It was
living in Atlanta.
more modern times. It was back
They
then.
still was
would've had-
dressing weird though.
No, because
Even as
you know
old
they
as
had to.
they got, they
yeah.
were still
Because-
dressing like they was in the 70s.
Not really, because
Nah.
they did a show
Some
on
George
campus
Clinton
at
ass
Jackson
niggas.
State.
Well, they had to acclimate to
was some
to the
George
South because
Clinton ass
they
niggas.
was living.
They
was
came
living
out of
down
that
south,
era.
you
They
know what
came
I'm
out of that
saying?
era.
Yeah.
But you're talking about 80s Houdini.
Yeah.
You're the,
Tight
like,
pants, cowboy boots.
Well,
jackets
they weren't
with
cowboy
no
boots.
shirts.
But what's so funny?
I think I'm gonna start
really,
dressing like that.
Really, it was the Golden Child look. Eddie Murphy was
Yeah,
wearing the
it
Golden
was.
Child.
Yeah.
That's what they was kind of like
I
wearing. The
want
boots
the knife.
with the hat.
Yeah.
The leather hats and all the leather trim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, because I saw Graffiti Rock. That's a show.
Yeah.
I got one episode because they only had one episode
Yes.
and they canceled it.
Yes, and you had Kumo D and I can't think. Was it Teddy Ted? No.
Wait a minute.
Special
They had like 3 or
K.
4 episodes of Graffiti Rock.
Well, I
right?
saw on this
I don't remember
episode.
Graffiti Rock.
You do?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it was short lived. It was very short lived, and it was a New York thing. You
But
know?
get back to the 50 years of
But the
hip-hop.
outfits they had on that show.
Yeah, the outfits was crazy.
Back to the 50 years of hip hop, though. It evolved so much, and it's a shame that it changed, but it's also a blessing, a good thing, because it did elevate. But you don't see things like we did. Like, we saw hip hop cartoons.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw
I got to see
rappers
an MC
doing
Hammer
cartoons.
cartoon, a Kid and
We
Play
had
cartoon.
shows
Yeah.
dedicated just to hip hop.
Hip hop, yeah.
Rap City. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't, like, get
Saturday
out of school
mornings.
and not watch Rap City.
Right. Well, Saturday mornings, Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah.
My mom used to be like, "Yo, turn that shit off."
But MTV
Right.
was
You
they
know.
was a little slow on the situation.
They were.
but they finally came along.
But we're talking like,
In the
we're
80s.
talking like 86,
80s,
87.
80s
Yeah.
and early
And,
90s.
yeah, Saturday mornings, you got Yo MTV Raps competing with the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And what you choosing? MTV Raps?
Yeah.
Because I want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, but yeah, man, we have a whole history now that we can say I'm blessed to be a part of
yeah.
That's right.
hip hop history.
I'm glad to have grown up with hip hop.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
how
Yeah.
I feel. Like, we're
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah.
This situation right here that we're in now
Yeah.
is because of hip hop.
It is.
It's
That's
due to
right.
Yes,
hip hop,
it
and I
is.
think about that all
We
the
are
time.
a classic hip hop radio station.
Yeah,
right.
we are with a podcast,
With a podcast.
talking about 50 fucking years
And we
of
gonna do it more
something
often.
great.
Yes.
And I'm so excited about hip hop. I love to
50
see.
years.
I love to see 100 years. I can't wait to be around to when it says 75 years.
And you got to think
Oh
about.
my
You got to
gosh.
think about too. We don't never look at. I guess we never look at it because of we older and we don't look at cartoons like that.
Right.
But the Boondocks, that's
Oh,
hip hop
yeah.
based.
That's hip-hop,
I mean,
yeah.
that, like even the style of the creating of the illustrations
Yes.
on the Boondocks. That's like graffiti. The characters in
Mm-hmm.
graffiti murals and different things. That's Huey and his
Yes.
brother.
But
you know?
it's got anime. It's got Japanese
yeah, yeah.
anime type of
But
feel
that's
to it.
that's hip hop too.
That's hip hop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And though we had our rappers, doing cartoons, Kid and Play, MC Hammer,
That's
and
right.
more, today you can't turn on a kid's cartoon
Yes.
without the influence of hip
Hip
hop
hop.
music.
Right.
Coco Melon, it's hip hop.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
these other cartoons where these kids are just growing up, they learning things through hip hop.
Right.
Like they literally teaching lessons through hip hop.
Like
They are.
They
if-
putting it to a rap beat.
Yes,
like,
indeed.
You listen to Teen Titans, the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
The new Teen Titans.
They got a DJ on the beginning of that thing. He cutting up. I'm talking about. He sound like
Really?
he got skills. Beep,
You
beep,
talking
beep,
about
beep, beep.
Cyborg? He's DJing.
No.
Like-
I'm talking about in the theme song. The
Right.
theme song. They got a DJ cutting the part. Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
And he's cutting. I'm talking about. He got skills. He's crabbing and
Wow.
I'm talking about sounds good, but
Right.
it's a part of the show opening, man. You know. What I'm
So
saying?
you being, DJ extraordinaire, world renowned DJ extraordinaire.
Thank
The
you, thank you,
next,
man.
you deserve your flowers.
I
sir.
appreciate it, man. I
You know,
appreciate
you
it, man.
deserve
I'm
your
just
flowers.
thankful to have been able to have those experiences
Right.
and still be here, man. Still be here. I'm very appreciative. Go ahead.
If you had, what would be your encouraging words to the next generation of hip hop?
Keep on pushing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
stop.
yeah.
It got to be a love. Even if you do it for no money, just to do it for the love, like even
Yeah.
just practicing, and you're drawn to it. I'm not something like, I got to get up and you're drawn
No,
to
man.
it. Anything
Yeah, I
you're drawn
love
to
what
it.
I
For the
do.
love.
Yeah.
Continue
For
to
the
do
love.
it. Continue to love it. Continue to
Right.
love it. Continue to imagine. So you can do. Because everybody's DJing now, right?
Right.
So we strive to be different.
Right.
Do different things. And that's the good thing about now with new technology in DJing and everything. You can do a lot of stuff that we dreamed about doing, like taking the, making an acapella, taking the instrumental out, what I'm saying, different things. We can do that on the fly now
right,
with certain programs we have and DJ programs, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's just a lot. So like I said earlier, practice on your craft.
Yes.
Practice on your
gotta
craft.
practice on the craft. Yeah.
Be open to the music. The more
Indeed.
you listen, I learn every day. I listen to everything. I listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? And I get hip hop out of everything I listen to.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
With the new age hip hoppers, do you think that they should have a lesson in hip hop? Because they don't. I don't think. Okay, so the pioneers of hip hop paid homage to what was before them. You talking about James Brown's. You talking about your, whoever. They pay homage, but now it seems like the new age hip hoppers, they don't know who is or who was.
I wouldn't call. I mean, yes, we have to think about hip hop as we know it as a culture, right?
Right.
With the the art, the graffiti, the dance, the breaking. You know what I'm saying? Rapping.
But here's the thing. But see, do you think that they know the elements of hip hop? Because they're
not the average rapper.
Right.
Yeah.
But the average hip hopper, yes.
Yes.
And you know it when you hear it. Like the mainstream hip hoppers, I would say, would be like your Kendrick Lamars.
Okay.
Your J. Cole.
Okay.
You know, those, they're still here. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot in abundant, but they're still here. And then you'll be surprised. Some of your what mumble rappers, so-called mumble rappers, I'm pretty sure they know some type of hip-hop history.
And what you got to realize is that hip-hop is really still a new genre. You know,
it is,
really still
yeah,
compared to all the other
compared to all the
everything
others.
else.
And so our generation is growing up with hip hop. So, say for instance, we didn't know everybody that our parents listened to.
Right.
We didn't know the singles.
But we learned them.
I discovered it through hip hop.
Because
samples.
through hip-hop
Well, the
and-
samples,
through
yeah.
hip-hop and before, what your mama,
Yeah,
played.
absolutely. What your
during that.
parents
Right.
gave you.
And
yes.
so, if these kids now, if that's what they get, the same thing
Right.
we got.
Right.
They get what we got. They get what their parents listen to. They might know who that is. And so, if their parents listen to a whole lot of old school hip hop, then they might know some newer things.
Some of the old school hip hop.
And for each generation, it's going to change.
Right.
And it changes throughout the generation.
Two of our producers, our executive producers, they just challenged me last year. I was like, I don't want to hear that mumble rap shit. But they challenged me to listen. So you know what I did? I went and I listened to some of that, the hip hop today.
Right.
And I never told them, but when you listen, instead of just hearing it, and you listen and comprehending and understanding, they're really saying some real shit.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
Some you got
Because I gave Meg Thee Stallion a hard time until
did?
until I really listened to her.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, because when I first heard her, I was like, "Who is this little slut?"
Right.
But after I listened to her,
Yeah.
and I listened to more than just what they play on the radio.
That's right.
Right.
I was like, okay, I like her, and she
Right.
can flow.
Okay,
She's dope as hell.
Meg is dope.
Yeah.
Meg is dope, but just right. She kind of slut herself out on the
Yeah.
mic a lot.
Yeah, she does. You got to get past the slut issue. But that's the new.
Yeah, hey,
that's the new thing.
Sex sells
that's
is
today.
always
That's
has.
the new thing with female rappers, and I hate that most of them feel like they have to go there, because when I was growing up, we might have had Lil' Kim,
Yeah.
Foxy Brown,
Yeah.
they did that, but the rappers before them, it was Queen
Nah,
Latifah,
yeah,
MC
yeah.
Lyte.
That's right.
They
That's
didn't have
right.
to show anything,
That's
right.
any
That's
skin.
right.
Right.
That's right.
Queen Latifah came out in a whole suit.
Right.
You know
She
what I'm
was a
saying?
whole
Right.
Yeah.
like African queen with the crown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did numbers.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, they
got
did.
respect
They
at the
was
same
getting
time.
numbers, right.
And you get respect at the same time. And I guess that's why I am the way I
But
am.
it was the
because
times.
I need the respect as well as
But-
the love.
But it
go
was
ahead.
the times because sex sells, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because as Lil' Kim
Lil'
and
Kim
Foxy
did it.
Brown,
Oh,
they were
gosh.
the younger generation.
Slut buckets.
Right. Of that.
Don't call it what it is. Y'all done heard
So-
stories about Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
They was slut buckets,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
but
yeah.
hey, I still,
Either they were or they were just portraying
No,
that
they was.
bullshit.
And I love the fuck out of Lil'
Well,
Kim, though.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm hanging out with Jonesy, Tarsha Jones, Miss Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
They used to work at
Miss
Hot
Jones,
97 in New York.
She had a record out.
Doug. I met her through Doug.
Mm-hmm.
And she's told me stories about how she's lived in the same apartment complex with, like literally 2 doors down from Big and Faith.
Okay.
And how Kim used to knock on the door and Faith used to just open the door and give Kim like 2 or
1,
3
2.
of them things. Pop, pop, pop.
Kick it downstairs.
And so, like, I got all them stories. I got like a plethora of those stories.
Kim brought a different element to hip hop as far as a female goes because she lets you be proud of your sexuality.
There you go.
She
Right.
made you like, okay, well, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. But she also kept a hood at the same time because she was talking about some gangster shit most of the time.
Yeah. Right.
If you really listen to her, like the song Drugs and all these things, she was really talking about some gangster shit most of the time. And
What got me with Kim is Quiet Storm. I will always credit that
for
that
me,
record.
it was the Queen Bitch song.
Well, for me, what got me, I will always credit her with Quiet Storm because that's where she won me. I was like, mother, what the fuck?
Quiet Storm, she showed up rocking.
She
Queen
showed
Bitch.
her ass
That
on
whole
that.
album with her, I forget the name of the album. I want to, was it Lil' Kim? The one with her in the swimsuit that was a Scratch and Sniff poster.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was everything.
Oh my gosh, that was the best.
I can still listen to that album.
Oh my
every song
gosh,
right now.
that was the best.
Every site, every word.
Oh wow! But you know what I could do too? I could do the same thing with 400 Degrees.
Really?
Yes, 400 Degrees.
Wow.
Everything.
Well, you guys, we've took this trip down to
Memory
hip-hop
lane. 50 years.
50 years of hip hop, and we're definitely going to do a part 2 to this series.
Yes,
because you have to.
Yeah, so
We
make sure
have
you
to.
guys are looking out for that.
Yeah.
It's the 748 podcast.
right.
Yeah,
We're
man.
going to have a toast to 50 years of hip hop.
50 years of hip hop.
Yes.
Listen, man, make sure you grab, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Urban City Podcast.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to get on that. Right here, it's the 748 Podcast. Gerold Girbeau, Bottlepopper, DJ Phingaprint. Man, we out of here. Here's a toast. 50 years to it.
Yeah. We love hip hop. We are hip hop.
Forever.
Urban City Podcast.